than to go right in someone else's. Hi everyone, my name is Pooja Chare and I'm a student of class 10 from Minor School Dragmulla Kupwara. Well, today we are going to talk about a writer, a person who's inspired me and inspired a million people in the world. Well, his name is Fyodor Dostoevsky. Fyodor Dostoevsky is one of the prominent writers of Russia. He has inspired a lot of people. Throughout his life, he has suffered a lot. Because, when he was 9 years old, his friend was killed. At the age of 15, his mother died. At the age of 17, his father died. Then he suffered from a condition called epilepsy. And also once he was arrested and sentenced to death. But due to repression from Tsar, he was released from that. And then he was sent to Siberia's labor camp for 10 years. Coming back from the camp, he suffered from gambling addiction and then he had some health issues. But there's a lot that we can learn from Fyodor Dostoevsky's life. He has written a lot of revolutionary books like Crime and Punishment, The Brothers of Karamazov, The Idiot, and etc. Well, he has inspired a lot of future writers like Friedrich Nietzsche, Albert Camus, Franz Kafka. Even Albert Einstein once said that Fyodor Dostoevsky gives me more than any other scientist. Now, there are a lot of things that we can learn from him, but here I have summarized 7 things that we can learn from him. Think you don't know yourself. Fyodor Dostoevsky says that man is a mystery, and I am learning this mystery because I want to be a being. Well, when you talk about Crime and Punishment, the protagonist out there, Raskolnikov, he's a bag of contradictions. He has committed a murder, but he really doesn't know why he has done that. Maybe to prove himself extraordinary than others, or maybe it was just madness. Fyodor Dostoevsky says that in today's world, it's really hard to know yourself, especially when everything is so fast-paced and you barely have time to pause and reflect. With that, let's learn the lesson number 2, which is that suffering is necessary. Well, Fyodor Dostoevsky says that pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Now, the thing is that, all the tragic events that happened in Dostoevsky's life, it gave him a fuller and a bigger picture of what suffering looks like. And, the thing is that Dostoevsky came to a conclusion that our suffering is due to our belief that we deserve better. I think the problem in today's world is that we suffer from something that we call as Cinderella's effect. Cinderella effect is when we believe that someone else should come to rescue us from our problems, and that's our problem. We are not ready to take our responsibility. And this is a very beautiful line which goes like, suffering is necessary for us to appreciate happiness. And now the next lesson is that rationality doesn't make us happy. When I say rationality, I mean intellect, I mean logic. And Fyodor Dostoevsky has said that don't let's forget that the cause of human actions are usually immeasurably more complex and varied than our subsequent explanations of that. So, see, in today's world, most of the anxiety has come from the fact that either we are forced or expected to be rational all the time. And the thing is that, in 15th century, scientific revolution started in Europe, and people, intellects, started considering rationality and logic as God. They meant that it could solve any other problem. But Fyodor Dostoevsky would argue, you could say that reason couldn't solve everything. He said that it's the nature of humans to be emotional, and our emotions would decide what would make us happy and what would make us unhappy. Falling in love, friendship, these are not always calculated. Well, now I agree that science and tech, they have made our lives more convenient. But this somehow has led us to believe that it could solve all our problems. It could manufacture our happiness, which is not true, right? And I believe that happiness should be a byproduct of what you're doing. It shouldn't be your goal. Which brings me to the next lesson, which is we have both good and evil. Now, this is my favorite one because the Plutarch's party always questioned the traditional idea of labeling someone as good and someone as evil. Why, as if they were born like that, while as humans are way more complex than that. I mean, we as humans we have this habit of labeling things, seeing things in black and white, as introvert or extrovert, good or evil. And let me just give you an example. From Crime and Punishment, the main character, Raskolnikov, despite committing this terrible act of murder, he is a good person deep down. So we cannot judge it and give our statement that hey, this person is good and this person is bad. Which brings me to the next lesson, that is taking individual responsibility.